Matt, if anybody needs to get a hold of. So we're going to put a QR code up on the screen, and if you look on that, there's a form you can fill out and go directly to us. We welcome your questions, your concerns, your comments, your creative ideas.
You can never get okay. I love how I just put a twist in
Gogo, tell me what y'all are doing.
So we are going to stage right now, about 5,000-6,000 people in the room. We are going to be talking about AI technologies. So stay tuned. Hopefully you can hear us all the way from the stage, sharing our knowledge about how you can automate systems and you can automate
well as Canada. Y'all, we're here for you and get ready. Just getting started. That's right. Have a great day.
Let's go! Yes!
All right, everyone. So next up, we have our much anticipated AI panel discussion. These are agents using AI in practical, everyday ways to maximize productivity. Take notes, fellow EXP agents. This is a powerhouse panel that will give you tons of tools and ideas for your own business. Please welcome moderator, VP, Technology Innovation and Real Estate, Seth Ziegler, and our AI panel.
Okay, I'm going to walk you guys to the front room so you can see them on stage. This should be a good panel. Mike Sherrard, Gogo, Veronica, Figueroa, Carrie, and moderated by Seth. So, should be a good one. Okay.
The last 10 to 12 months have brought a huge change in what is possible, what's accessible, the power of the AI models and things like that. So we're hearing a lot about ChatGPT, we're hearing a lot about other stuff. We've got 4 of our best on stage today, and we're going to find out exactly what they're doing and how it might be applicable to you guys. So going to start down on the end there with Carrie. And Carrie actually did an awesome demo at our AI meetup last night, which was so rad. And I would love for you to sort of tell everybody about those tools and that workflow that you were using because it blew me away.
So I think that most agents are using AI for content creation, which is so important. But I've got workflows and systems, AI systems for your entire business. There's 8 AI systems that you need to implement into your business and steps to take to implement them. One of my favorite right now is a plugin for ChatGPT that is free. It's called Ask Your PDF. And what this does is it gives you the ability to have a conversation with a PDF. So what does that mean? So for example, my demonstration last night was uploading one of my board's PDFs of a market report into ChatGPT. I took that, had it, give insights for buyers, for sellers. From there, I asked it to create buyer or seller personas. Then I had it create tell me the pain points, and I had it generate a prospecting plan for that specific buyer or seller. Then I went down the rabbit hole even further because, with the workflow, without like a 20 steps, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then I had it create, it's doing ad creator for me, ad copy, ad hooks. I had it write a script for that buyer. I had it handle objections that were going to come from that buyer. And that's really what a workflow should look like. I feel like AI needs to be implement it as a system like every other area of your business. And the better the workflow, the more time you're going to save, right? But just think about it, guys. If you can generate such an amazing workflow from a market report PDF, how else can you implement this PDF reader into your business? Well, I'll tell you. You can regenerate and improve all of your systems that you have on PDF right now. If you could do that to massively, increase the quality of your systems, because hopefully you have systems in your business. If you don't, well, then we have to have a talk. But it's really going to put your business on steroids. That's how I look at it. And AI can be implemented into every single part of your business, guys. And it should be. We are in the beginning of a new era. This is not going anywhere. And you have us to help you. So, yeah.
That's right. So that's awesome. So ChatGPT, GPT-4 model.
Yes.
To plug in, ask your PDF. You took a free PDF that was just given to you by your MLS. It came away with a full execution plan. Yeah, and that's awesome. I think that's great.
Yeah, there is the ability with ChatGPT-4 to do the advanced data analysis, but I don't know if you guys are big on Excel spreadsheets. I'm not. I don't think I've ever created one in my life. So this plugin really, this helps more people like me analyze data, if that makes sense, right?
Love that. Awesome. All right, well that's pretty awesome. How many people have used plugins out there in ChatGPT? There's a show of hands. Yeah. It's something to dig into for sure. There's a lot of magic in there. We'll get to some more of that. Awesome, thanks, Carrie. So Veronica, we'll go to you next. Your business is super dynamic. There's a lot going on. You've got everything that you've got happening. How are you weaving AI into it? How's it helping you? What are some tools?
So first of all, if anybody can relate, this is something that I feel a little vulnerable with. I feel like this is new and I don't feel like an expert in AI. So I'm honored that you even invited me to be here and share my story, because I rely on AI not only to help our business grow, but I rely on my team to help me become more proficient in it, and I'll lean on them. But we work together as a team to really say, okay, where are some of the areas we can be more efficient? So for us, it's been market research. It's been my COO, he does a really good job of making sure that we have a 52-week buyer campaign, a 52-week seller campaign. And I think as agents, we tend to want to talk about things that we think people want to hear versus real data. So we use it a lot for our research. We use it for our video production for our team. We use it for retention for our agents. So any of our top agents on our team, based on just ways that we want to recognize them, we'll do a full video studio production for them, and they walk in, they have the scripts, they know what to say, they don't have to focus on, thinking about what the script should be. We have it all laid out for them with market data, also add a little bit of their own little flair to it, so that way it feels authentic. But really for us, it's like taking away a lot of the things that would require so much time and research. It's really giving us more time, and then focusing on how do we bring the human element to it. Right now we can be more authentic, we can focus on what really moves the needle with our team. And another way that we're using it is just some of the tedious things. I was talking to my COO, and we had this long document that we had to read, and even for reading legal documents, I'm not saying I said this yesterday, still call your attorney for those important things, but it was really important. I mean, it was something that we did for an important document. It really gave us the peace of mind to be able to digest this information. Other ways that we're using it, honestly, is just to just really analyze data. And I have a COO on my team. He's a data architect, he's a data scientist, so you guys don't have to hire one of those. I think AI is going to give you a little bit more, time to be more efficient in your business. But here's what I said yesterday. Look, just go all in. You can't break this stuff. Just go in, and you get smarter the more you use it. And we feel that we're going to be able to use this to give us more time, to be more efficient, to be more present with our agents, and to bring the human side of us, to be able to show up more human while letting AI take care of some of the things that perhaps are not our strengths.
But that's great. I think it's really good advice too. Probably don't overthink it, right? Yeah, and just get in and try to start using it. And that's how you really find out what this stuff is capable of and how it might help your business, right?
Yeah, and I'm actually having fun with it. I'm like, again, just having fun, messing around with it, taking courses and learning, calling people like them and say, how are you using this? I think really it's just a matter of becoming comfortable with the idea of AI. I said yesterday, just go all in.
Yeah, I love that. So that's great. So it's already making a difference for you. That's huge. Awesome, thanks. So Gogo, we'll go to you next. Social, obviously at the center, or near the center of everything you're doing. Curious how AI is what tools are you sort of finding helpful and empowered? What are they doing for you? Are they, maximizing your time, freeing other people up to do other stuff?
That's a great question. So when you're on social media, right, you want to be in front of where the eyeballs are. Now, yes, that's where the eyeballs are on the Instagrams, the TikToks, the YouTubes, the Facebooks, right? But do you know who's the next buyer and do you know who's the next seller? And can you have a way for them to raise their hand, right? Everything I do, I try to do attraction. I don't hard sell ever on my platforms. I do the same thing for agent attraction, right? I call it attraction in my case because people raise their hand. So would you like me to show you in action, literally in 2 seconds here, how you can do the same, how you can use 2 systems that we can use for free, by the way. I've been broke for so long in my previous life, right? That I just pretty much created a habit of figuring out, are there any systems or processes that I can do for free? So I try to do 3 things in my business, and maybe write this down because it will change your life. Number 1, automate it. If you can automate it with a free system, ideally, then delegate it. And if you can't delegate it, then eliminate it, because it's not making you the money and the time that you're spending on it. So I will be honest with you, all of the systems I'm going to show you here today, it's super simple to set up. I do delegate the process of setting up the system because it's not worth my hourly rate. So I use my team. So I send my team to learn the newest AI technologies, right? And I want you to realize that it takes a very long time to learn something, right? Like truly learn it. And the technologies change so fast. So by the time you figure out ChatGPT, you can move on to ManyChat, right? And so I use my team. I pay my VAs to go and learn, and they come back. And so instead of me spending 3 hours on a webinar, they spend 3 hours on a webinar, and then they tell me what we need to implement that we don't have yet. So if you guys are ready, I want you to take your cell phones out. I'm going to show you how you can lead generate for buyers and sellers off of your social media in 1 second. If you can multitask, I want you to watch my hands. Okay, you ready? So let's say you created a seller video today, and you're talking about, oh my gosh, what's going on with the market, whatever, right? You listed 123 Main Street. If anybody else wants to list, you would like to know, all you need to do is comment seller. Watch my hands. Okay, go to my Instagram. Gogo's Real Estate. Stop shooting right now, so you can actually learn the skill. Because I want you to be in action, so you can see how it happens. Then later on today at 2:10 in the breakout session, I'll teach you actually how to use it. You ready? So go to Instagram, find Gogo's Real Estate. Go to any of my posts, it doesn't matter, pick one. And by the way, I'm going to show you the system that we all get here at EXP for free, guys. It's called KV Core. We're going to use another system that's going to automate the KV Core link to lead generate for buyers and sellers that's called ManyChat. That's what you're going to see in action. So if you're on my profile, pick any of my posts and put in the word seller. So let's say I created a video today and I said, here's what's going on in the local market. This property we just sold in 2 days, 10,000 over asking price. If you would like to work with us and my team, all you need to do is comment the word seller. Now check your DMs. I just sent 5,000 messages with my KV Core link from stage right now. That is the power of AI, that is the power of technology, and that is what you are going to be able to do. Because we don't post on social media just to post, guys. We post to figure out who's the next seller, who's the next buyer, who's the next agent who wants to move. So these are what's called keywords. I have a keyword for partner with me. That's my agent attraction. I have a keywords for buyers. I have a keywords for webinars. I have a keywords for name it. I have a keyword for it. ManyChat is free unless you use a lot of keywords. I upgraded for a whole $15. So if you can afford $15, skip Starbucks for the week. You'll be fine, right? But what I showed you here today, guys, was free. So you can lead generate for your buyers and sellers. You create one video. When you're doing phone calls, right, you are one-on-one with that person. When you make a social media post, you never know. They can see it 5 years from now. 500 people can watch it in the same moment. And your job is to market to them, find the audience where they are, and then capture their information right into your KV Core. We all get KV Core for free, so please use that.
Yeah, no, super interesting. That's awesome. So automation is, it's one of the biggest promises of AI because it can make decisions theoretically, right? And take different steps. So talk about maximizing your time and multiplying yourself. Free yourself up to do the stuff that matters.
And capturing the information, because you can post it if you don't know who's the next seller, next buyer, what good does it serve?
Yeah.
Now please, after you click the link, don't communicate with it, you're going to start getting my market report, right? I don't think any of you cares about the Pinky Michigan market report, but I just wanted you guys to see it in action, and then set it up yourself. It's super simple.
Yeah, awesome. Very cool. Thanks a lot. That's great. So Mike, let's hit you next. So anybody that knows you knows that you are eyes deep in this stuff, right? So heard about content generation and automation and sort of coming up with a whole workflow marketing. But you have quite a bit more you could talk about. But one thing in particular, I think that's a bit of a difference maker is discoverability, right? Yeah, maybe you can hit on that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm excited, guys. Like for me, one of the big things is I just want to help you guys have the right approach to understanding what AI is going to do, right? So I talk about this a lot where statistically, if you spend 100 hours doing any activity, you will be 95% better than anybody else at that activity. So I know that social media is overwhelming, I know that AI is overwhelming, but at the end of the day, if you spend 60 minutes a day for 1 year, you're going to be proficient with it. And I think what I advise people to understand is the repercussions, right? Because it can be daunting to get used to social media or AI or anything. But at the end of the day, where a lot of realtors struggle is if you don't learn something in college, university, you get a big fat F, you have to go redo it, there's immediate repercussions. With something like AI, the repercussions are delayed. So if you don't learn it in the future, you're just going to fall behind. But as you were saying, Seth, I got to read this. I got an email from an agent, I don't know if he's here, Will Flanagan, but thank you for sending this. And he sends an email to me about a month ago and he said, Mike, you've made it to ChatGPT. I typed in on ChatGPT, I'm a real estate agent and I want to get better at video. What type of content should I put out? It gave him 15 bullet points and the last sentence says, additionally, study Mike Sherrard's content for inspiration. Consider adapting some of his successful strategies for your own style of needs. So think about this, guys, and I want to give you practical steps. The reason why my name is synonymous with video is because I put out 5 years of content teaching agents how to leverage video. So my recommendation for people is saying, imagine if you're looking for the top realtor in Tampa and your name shows up. Can you imagine the free marketing power that gives you? So what I always recommend to people is you need to find a niche. You need to be known for something, right? Because when you're known for something, that's going to allow you to be searchable, right? And then when you build a personal brand around that, which I'll dive into later today, if you put out, and I'm telling people here on stage, if you take the next 2 years to put out searchable, value-driven content about your niche in your market, you will be found by AI. And when we start looking at lead generation, imagine paying Zillow a shit ton of money to get trash leads, or we can get ChatGPT saying, you're the one, right? So please, guys, thank you, I appreciate that. I care so much about you guys getting ahead of the curve. Big decisions are made at big events, so I'm grateful for every single person that's here. And I want to see you guys win, right? So I'm telling you, take 2 years, invest into your business, identify what you want to be known for, leverage searchable platforms like TikTok now, short form, searchable, YouTube, video, Google, and put out content related to your niche. So I could go on about all these cool platforms. I've got tutorials on my channel about how to use it. What I want to do is give you practical steps so that you get ahead of the curve. So when people are searching for agents, they find you.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So it's the idea that, like, basically the models, the AI models, they're training on publicly accessible data, right? Stuff that's searchable. And the models, like GPT-4 was trained up until 2021, a little bit 2022. The models of tomorrow are being trained right now. And the models after that will be trained right after that, right? So they're constantly soaking up the new information. And if you're out there and you're known for your niche, then you could be, you'll be recommended by an AI. And I think that's awesome.
And all it takes is 2 years. I've told people this when I started at EXP. I came here with a small audience, and from a town half the people don't know exists. And I've told people, if your focus is agent attraction, you put out value-driven videos 2 times a week for 2 years, you'll never have to worry about getting another person to partner with you.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a select group of people that will do it, and there's a majority that won't. But the ones that do, you'll never have to worry. So again, from a production perspective, you put out value-driven content about your market, in 2 years from now, you'll never have to worry about another client. The question becomes, are you willing to commit for 2 years? Right? So when we look at the delayed gratification, let's see a show of hands. Who's here going to commit for 2 years to put out content about their market? Give yourselves a hand.
That's awesome. That's very cool. Very cool. So, so sticking with you and then branching out into some other AI, sort of ideas and tools. So there's a lot of agents, I think, that are kind of on the sideline thinking about, like, wow, it seems a little overwhelming. There's so many things coming out every day. Do I use Bard, or should I just use ChatGPT like everyone else? Where should agents, how can you help them just jump in and get started?
I think I'm a huge advocate, and anybody knows this, is that if it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. So for me, if you want to put those 16 minutes a day into your business, you have to block it off. Put a recurring meeting in, 8 in the morning every day, and just play with it, right? As Veronica said, just become familiar with it and adapt it. Because at the end of the day, all that AI is leverage, right? So when you look at it from a content perspective, we used to have to do 90% of the work, and you could use tools to get the other 10. Well, now you can leverage AI to do 90% of the work, and then, as Veronica said, put your own spin on it, your own flavor, and humanize it, and now you're 100% of the way there. Yeah. So it's flipped it and created more leverage. So when you look at, Opus Clip, giving putting your YouTube link in there, repurposing it into a ton of things. Or when you look at Big View, right, turning this into a teleprompter, so that at the end of the day, you have the perfect script. So for me, AI is about leverage, but also removing excuses, right? When you said you didn't have a teleprompter, well, now you do. When you said you didn't have the budget to repurpose your content, well, now it's the click of one button, right? And it's only going to get better. So at the end of the day, I think this is going to be something that those who are willing to commit to change your business forever. But it's like social media. All of us felt overwhelmed because we got started late, right? Well, we now have an opportunity to get started early. This is the first time I've seen we're early adopters in something that we know is the future. So if you're willing to commit and take action, you're going to be the one that's ahead of the curve.
Yeah, fully agree. Fully agree. Yeah, people that Veronica and I were just talking about this a little bit backstage, where it feels like people, if you do feel like others have a head start on you, it's really, in the AI part of it, just a matter of months. You can't be that far behind. And in the grand scheme, that's not going to matter. You can make that up in no time just by digging in.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we're just in such an amazing era in our business, and we are all early adopters. And I was telling you backstage, I follow a husband and wife couple, Kane and Alyssa Minkus. They're great. Just follow them. They're AI experts. They've been around the AI world for a little bit, about 6 years. And just recently at Tony Robbins Business Mastery, one of the powerful quotes that they shared was Steve Jobs said, the computer is like a bicycle for your mind, and Alyssa and Kane stated AI is like a motorcycle. It's like you're zooming through things, and you're able to do it faster. And actually, they got me really excited, and even just following pages like Listener on Instagram, the amount of information that I learned just by following these AI, tips and tools, value-based experts is so powerful. So if you go to Listener and it's spelled LIST-RE, it's one of my favorite pages to follow. And I'm in there every day, just like you said, I carve out a little bit of time and I'm just immersing myself and learning. Big View, it's advanced so much. Before it used to be a teleprompter, now it has the AI writing tool and you can edit it and there's no excuse. And you can be as detailed as Carrie was saying, like a seller who wants a cash offer, who is in distress, and they'll write the script out for you and right there. And so many times we thought, I have to have a perfect studio like my Sherrard, or I need to look like, this person's studio. No, you just need to get started. Just get started and take action, and you'd be amazed, like you said, how much your business will advance just because you took action.
Well, it's so crazy because I got an email a couple weeks ago from Big View saying, Mike, we watched your YouTube video. We now want you to help us develop better products for realtors. So if you guys have any recommendations, I see you, I hear you, let me know. All I want to do again is see you guys win. So I'm taking the initiative, not getting paid, not getting compensated. All I'm doing is trying to help make agents' lives better.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah. So a lot of tools is like a lot of, first of all, anybody else want to jump in on the getting started, just how agents should get started and things to get takeaways?
I was thinking when you said that, I feel like AI technologies are growing so fast that it's always 10 steps ahead of us. So we are as good as our questions. Yesterday, I actually was talking to one of our agents, I think she's sitting right there, Kelly Kim. She told me there's a new AI now that removes background from your phone. So when you're doing a video in an area like this where it's super loud, it just removes the background and picks up the person who's talking to it. So I wouldn't have even thought of just searching for an AI. Is there an AI that removes background noise, right? So I want you to kind of think on it of like, if there is something, just Google it. Is there an AI for, right? And then you're going to find it, because there's probably is.
And actually, there's a site called There's an AI for that. And it's a great way to find out.
Yeah, there's an app for that, like the commercials.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great site too. To sort of learn. So many tools come out every single day.
Actually, I think that we also have to remember we're at the best brokerage, you guys. Woo! You guys are surrounded by people that are actually experiencing AI and getting right into it like us. So don't be afraid to ask. I know that it can be really overwhelming. I coach AI, so I spend the majority of my day doing research, and I'm literally looking at like 10 to 20 tools every week. It can be overwhelming, but like I said, you have access to us. So we know how to direct you, right guys? And I am such an open book, and so is everybody here on the stage. And take advantage, because here's the thing, like clients are going to demand that you use AI, okay? Remember, the buyers and sellers do not need to understand AI to know that they want their agent using it. I think that's one thing we can't forget. So you have access to such a collaborative group here at EXP. Reach out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's one of the best parts about EXP.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, kind of sticking with the discovering tools idea. Does anybody else have any sort of like? I subscribe to this newsletter, I get an email every day called the Rundown.ai. I think it's written by AI as well.
Check out Neuron. Neuron's amazing.
What is that one?
Neuron. It's a newsletter, and I have like 5 of them I subscribe to.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's the best one, and they have this little cat commentary at the bottom.
Okay. A lot of cat lovers.
N-E-U-R-O-N.
Awesome.
Well, I think, one of the things that I recommend you guys doing, because again, Veronica mentioned not having a good studio, go on YouTube at some point today and search fake studio using AI. It's one of the craziest videos you've ever seen. You can turn your kitchen into a full tilt setup like this, right? So talking about removing excuses, but again, I'm just passionate about the fact that I think consumers are still 2 years away from actively leveraging AI, right? From when you look at future pacing, where the industry is going, it's like buyers and sellers took ages to start using Instagram to find their realtor. Well, now that's the norm, right? So when you can get ahead of the curve and plug into these tools and make this a habit in your daily routine, in that 2-year mark, when the consumers start to become proficient with this, you're going to be the one. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And my 2 cents on it is, I used to want to know everything. I am a sucker for information. I love feeding my brain. But it gets to a point where you're going to run out of time. There's only one of you and only 24 hours in a day, and way too many technologies hitting the market at the same time. So instead of feeling left out, I literally pay my VAs to go to courses, and then they bring to the meeting of what we're not doing yet. So instead of having to go through the foundational of all of these AI technologies that we are already doing, they're really just bringing me that hour that we spend together of the next technology that we're not using yet. So I think it would be super important for all of you. If you don't have the time, but you feel like you want to figure this out, hire an assistant. A virtual assistant will cost you anywhere from $3 to $5, $6 an hour. Right, that they can get trained on, they can set up all of your systems, so you are everywhere all the time, but not necessarily have to figure out which button to push.
Good tip. Anybody else doing that? Sort of delegating like the ownership of AI discovery and implementation in their orgs, or
We have a pretty good operations team.
yeah,
They're leading the way.
nice.
Yeah. They're the ones who come to me with like, we're doing this. I was like, oh, we are? That's so cool. Teach me. Figueroa said this. He said, there would be 2 types of business, and at the end of this decade, those who use AI, those who don't. That's right. And I think as far as real estate agents, it's going to be the same. Those of us who stay in business because we are leveraging and learning how to stay forward thinking and implement this in our business, and those who don't. And I truly believe that those who don't may not be in business much.
Well, there's an analogy I will say, which is that AI is like a tractor, right? Centuries ago, there was farmers and they did everything manually, and then the tractor comes along, and you had farmers that adopted and learned how to use that new tool, and ones that didn't. The ones that didn't got replaced. The ones that did are still farmers. They've just created leverage. Their positioning changed. So as Veronica said, it's perfect, which is that it's not going to replace realtors. It's going to replace those that are not committed to learning.
Yeah, it's a great takeaway. Good analogy too. Yeah. So dig in,
I
everybody.
just got a text from Kelly. If you want to know the app that removes the background noise, it's By Noise. It's BYE Noise Video Editor app. Thank you, Kelly.
All right. Well, I guess we're just about out of time here. We don't want to cause too many delays, but how about a round of applause for Dr. Time?
This great panel up here, all about AI, you missed out. Make sure after today, you actually go back and look at the classes that are happening here at eXp Realty about AI, because it is changing the game. It's going to change real estate in a way that I don't think most people truly realize. And you guys are part of the greatest brokerage in the world, right guys? And AI is going to make a lot of money, a tremendous amount of money, but remember this, it is not going to be distributed equally. So go get your unfair share. Start to take control of your marketplace with AI, because it's going to 10x your productivity, 10x the deal flow, and help you guys make more money in less time. All right? So, once again, one more round of applause for our panel. Come on, guys. I got some fun, guys. All right, so next we'll hear from someone who good job, guys. Blazed his own trail, to say the least, in our industry. Today, he's here to encourage you to think about the near future and really visualize what you can be in 5 years from now. So, without further ado,
please welcome our humanitarian leader and EXPCON agent, John Hewlett.
Gigi, we're still live here if you want to talk to me a little bit. You're definitely live.
You can do better than that. I'm wearing pink today for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. All the fighters.
Watching. Hopefully I helped your business to get to the next level with AI technologies. Look at them, guys.
To represent all of the amazing women in my life in this room who could have been on this stage in my spot. For my daughter Gemma and my wife Allison. My name is John Hugh, and it is an absolute honor to be with you here today. This is a dream of mine, something that I have been desiring and visualizing for years. And in order to give you a little bit of background,